Well, hello guys, how's it going? Just throwing down, trying to figure out a way of modeling an old school television. Um, Trying to do a render idea for a friend of mine. The idea, uh, inspired by the TV scene from The Man Who Fell from Earth, or Fell to Earth, sorry. Um, David Bowie, when he's sitting in front of all these TVs watching, kind of crazy look and all. Um, so what I'm doing is I'm just modeling. I'll probably just do one brand of television. It's just kind of looking at reference images, but it's not going to be a specific model of TV. But use that, array it, and try to probably do individual um, planes with video to display multiple videos playing all on the same uh, or on the different TVs. Not try and actually apply all the different videos to each one of the screens on the TVs. But we'll see how it actually works out. So far, this is what I've got. So far, I have no materials other than default material, and I did not delete the default cube. I started with it and went from there. So far, should have been recording this when I started the whole thing, but anyway, I've got individual knobs, just kind of made a knob, nothing in particular. I did have it recessed in and the post out, kind of how the old knobs used to be. Not that I need that much detail, but I am going to have them, as you can see, actually off of the face, so that there will be some shadow and depth there. Also do have a speaker grill that is just an arrayed object, arrayed 50 times. I am going to now go in here and recess a speaker. I am just going to do a quick kind of cone shape idea. So what I'm going to do is just do a, let's start off with, I guess we'll just start off with a circle. And I'm going to rotate Z90. And I'm going to go in there. Oop, maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I do not need to rotate Z90. So let's undo that. Okay, did I delete it all the way? Yeah, we'll just, I want this to be its own object anyway. So, I do. Okay, edit mode, rotate, X, 90. If I said Z90 early, I apologize. Scale. Ooh. Come on, scale. I apologize for the constant clicking of my keyboard, but I've yet to figure out exactly the cutoff points for OBS to block out those things. I can do it. I just hadn't felt up to it, so I apologize for my laziness. Anyway, we're going to start with that. We'll do. Whoa, come on. Yeah, why not? We'll just throw a face on it. Give us something to play with. We're going to extrude out this way. That will be the base of that cone. And get back into edge. I'm playing around with this. Never modeled a speaker before, so we're just going to play around with this idea. So what I'm going to do, what I'm thinking, is actually get back to face, go here. Come on. That's right, I do not have a face there. Or do I? Yeah, I do. Okay. Let's inset that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this right here. We're going to grab just this area. I'm going to, and I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to do it anyway. And then extrude along there. We'll start there, scale, and go out. And extrude some more, scale out. Extrude again, scale out. So that is not quite what a speaker looks like, but ooh, I forgot where my, ooh, let's change that. There we go. Alright, now let's scale that out. Alright, since that is actually its own object, let's jump back into just that. I'll probably add a subdivision surface modifier to this later, but I should have made that much thinner, but it's going to be hidden behind anyway, so we'll extrude again, scale, extrude again. This is probably much more detailed than it needs to be, but we'll scale it again, extrude, scale it again. We'll just see how that looks, because you're probably not going to see it too much, but I just wanted to have it in there. So that kind of works. Let's actually move it in a little closer. Maybe it'll show up better. That looks kind of cool. Look in here, and we're going to select that face. Quick reference image. Yeah, I was trying to go for speaker cones. We'll go here. Speaker cone. Try and get some images. I'm not getting it that fancy. Image, not news. Image. Yeah. I guess I could put a little sphere there to get that little curve, but I'm not going to be all that fancy. I'm just probably going to leave it flat with a little bit of a, let's actually see about scaling that in a little bit. And then we'll just do a little extrusion and scale. And leave it about like that. Now for the unnecessary step, we'll just see how it looks. Looks good enough for me. Looks like some kind of weird bowl. None of that's going to show anyway. No need to have too much geometry there. I guess I could have just, I could have just done a shape and added some thickness to the solidify modifier, but we're just going to go along with that. So back to that, let's start giving some materials just so, let's see, it is going to be a metallic. Hold up. Let's, boom. Let's call this metal grill, which I'm sure probably most of this was plastic. At least at some point got replaced with plastic, at least from what I remember. I apologize if I'm mumbling, but it is. I know my voice, unless I really focus on intonation and whatnot, people often say that they can't hear me. I think it's more the tone of my voice, more so than mumbling, just because going off on a tangent there. Anyway, so we are going to add that as metallic. Now bring down the roughness. Let's put this in. Ooh, I think I'm still in Eevee. I'm probably going to wind up rendering this in cycles anyway. So I'm kind of digging it. I'm thinking this itself is going to be probably a silver, black, maybe some wood grain material. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to start a new material. Let's go with we'll go with almost black, dielectric, so no metallic. Roughness, well, we might leave that at 0.5. Might be fine. Let's go back to that real quick. I want to add some, give it that kind of weird brushed look. I don't know if that's gonna work. We can always play around with this. I'll probably actually try and do some procedural materials. Yeah. Let's start naming some of these too. Go TV box. Fun part's going to be getting the screen, because I used to have these. I don't know if you've seen an old TV. Let's see. I've searched it before. 1970s television set. They were weird shaped. I mean, they were curved. Not really weird shape. It was all a tube. Some of them had more of a curve up top here. Some of them were very bulgy. I actually remember having something similar to that when I was younger. And I always dug these old school, when televisions were furniture style. I remember my cousin, he had this big, huge wooden box with a TV built into it, real fancy speaker grill. It looked like it was hand carved. I know it was machined, but it was really well built. Thing weighed a ton. But I'm going more for modern age looking. So anyway, this is, okay, we're on the main cube. We'll call that TV box. Try and keep ourselves organized. Cylinder is, that's TV knob. And this is actually a copy of it. We'll call that top TV box. We'll call that grill. Ooh, circle. That's going to be speaker. And the idea that I'm probably going to do with this to try and help with the rendering is I'm not actually going to array this. I might. We'll see. I might wind up doing it as a particle system hair emitting from the surface. I tried doing that with a city before, and I could add a whole lot, and the render time was reduced than trying to array, if I remember correctly. Plus I got more random control with multiple buildings. This is actually probably going to have multiple materials, so let's add that metal and get in here. I know. Let's hide. Alright, I think this. Can I get just those faces? Yeah. There. And there. I'm going to add that same plastic from the TV box. Assign that. Let's see how that looks. Ooh. Actually, that's kind of a cool effect, but I just might leave it like that. But let's try something. Let me see what it looks if I insert that a little bit. Ooh, that's gonna get stupid. Maybe not. I always have a hard time modeling hard surfaces and trying to figure out exactly what I need to do to get rid of. Insert just a little bit. Does it do it? There we go. Just do a quick little insert. Because most of it was kind of a paint. Let me try one other thing, because TVs used to have this, and that'll just to kind of give it a hint of realism. Let's grab you. This is probably going to be weird, but it's playing around. You can always undo. We're going to do a quick little bevel right there. And let's try extrude. Ooh, no. Oh, go crazy on me now. Let's go 0.01. Too much. You can always clean up this geometry. 0.20. Whoa, where'd you go? Undo. Let's just do it. Let's just do it right here. Let's just do it. While I'm there. Just extrude. Just trying to give it that little. Maybe. Right there. 101. Too much. 101. Yeah, see, that's still going to look kind of funky. Undo. Undo. And we'll just undo it right here. Extrude. 0.01. Too much. 0.01. 2. Just trying to give it that little. extrusion where it's like, this is the channel you're on. Because usually there'll be a ring running around here. You had sometimes you had 2 rings on each one. You had your main knob and then it had a ring. And you would set 1 channel range and then fine tune. It was all kind of weird little. Let's see if I can show what I'm talking about. This one had individual knobs down here. But anyway, yeah, you had I think your main stations here, and then these were like your extended. Can't remember. I'm trying to remember. Higher stations. Back then, we had 3, 4, 5 stations maybe you could pick up. This was like ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS. Sometimes some other local public broadcast, not necessarily public broadcasting. We used to have this local TV station, probably still have it. It's probably all on YouTube now. This is called Public Access Channel, where you could, as a business, you could go in and pay them money and sit down in the studio and do a little show. It could be about products that you sell. It could be anything. Anybody could go in there and pay them money, sit down in the studio, and it's all pre-YouTube stuff. But this is kind of where I'm going now. I know I need to kind of curve. Let's see if I can actually see. Probably not going to show me real clear images of the TVs, but right there, Den of Geek. Come on, I want to see the actual. Open image in a new tab. See if it. Where did I go? There you go. Yeah, see, he's got a couple of different brands. See, this is a darker, probably had a wood grain. This is the silver and gray, or black and gray. And he had a couple of them stacked up. Then there's always this image right here that it's kind of iconic when you look it up. But anyway, they're not all the same brand either, I don't think, but see how they're all arrayed into the wall, each one showing them a different image. I don't think I'm going to do the little weird gynecology viewing chair thing that he's got there. But anyway, this is where I'm at right now. I know I need to build this out a little bit, give it more of a base. I think I'm going to do some knobs down here. But this is where I'm at right now. I know I need to. Let's see if I can just do. Let's grab a ring. And this is the thing I like about when you do an Alt D. When you change one, you change the other. It's just mapping everything this one does and just copying everything. But we're just going to do a quick little render to see how this looks. I don't know where my settings are right now. It shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I haven't set up my tiling and all. It's actually zoom in just here. I just want to see what that looks like. And let's do one other thing real quick. We're going to actually add a environment texture, make it look better. So, Node Wrangler, loving it. Anyway, HDR. I do have a, yeah, it's my little sci-fi studio. We're just going to do a studio. Yeah, so far that's looking kind of cool. Yeah, you know what? Shortcut keys. Greatest thing ever. F12. Yeah, see, it does reflect the light. That's what I want, those subtle little details. I know the texturing is too perfect. You get those subtle irregularities in texture that make things look more photorealistic. But right now, this is just a rough. This is where I'm at right now. I don't know if I'm actually going to upload this, because I might just kind of showing my thought process right now. But I am going to build this out a little bit more, change up the actual shape of the TV, because if I haven't ever seen an older TV, but I cannot type. And look for side view image. Side view. And will it even show me any? A lot of TVs had weird. There's an idea that shows you what the tube looks like out of the TV, but companies were constantly coming up with crazy ideas for TVs. Just trying to, I mean, look at that. That would be awesome to have now. Not that image quality would suck compared to what we have now, but there's just something, you get nostalgic about looking at stuff like this. I remember going to antique stores with my mom growing up and seeing a bunch of these old televisions that they didn't make anymore. They're almost like art pieces. Let's just try and do heck with. I mean, this is how, you know, you have some TVs now, older TVs, somewhat. I apologize. Yeah, but here you go. All these little detail. Some of it curved down, stayed real bulky. Some of it stayed almost a perfect box. Some of it were like old CRT monitors. Some had the speaker on the side. Some had really bulging screens. But I'm just kind of referencing mine on a basic TV, one that I would be able to integrate pretty well into a little scene I'm trying to render. But I think I'm gonna call this end of this project, or this little video. I don't even know how long I've been recording, but maybe I'll upload this, maybe I won't. Either way, have fun with what you're doing, enjoy your family. I apologize. Throat's been bugging me. But let me say that again. Enjoy what you do. Enjoy your family. What does Eric say? Have fun with what you do as long as you're not hurting anyone. Something along those lines. Y'all have a good day now, and enjoy.